story is, I want for my brother what I want for myself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Come on. I want all my people around me. Everybody living good. Everybody eating good. Everybody chilling. I want all my people around me. Everybody eating good. Everybody living good. One for my brother, what I want for myself.
Sun is shining, the air is clear. My folks are smiling, no need for fear. The kids are learning what they should learn. Finally, folks are earning what they should earn.
I want all my people around me. Everybody living good. Everybody eating good. Everybody chilling. I want all my people around me. Everybody eating good. Everybody living good. One for my brother, what I want for myself. If there's enough for one, there's enough for two. It starts with me and it starts with you. It's complicated, but it's simple too. Just like patience, sharing is a virtue. Show folks where you stand. Lend a hand when you can to your fellow man.
What's up? What's up? How y'all bees? Who your bees with? I'm Curious Woods of MarylandHousePros.com, and we got Miss Harriet Hawkins.
Hello, hello. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. How y'all bees? I'm gonna actually take these shades off. I'm trying to be cool. So, how y'all bees?
You ain't gotta try.
What's up? I'm gonna go live on Facebook if we ain't already there.
Cool. I was not here last week, so is it?
Good. We got the best engineers in the house. Shout out to our engineers.
Actually, grab that number 4.
Yep. About to switch out. Hello. 1 2 1 2. Mic switch. Microphone check. 1 2 1 2. We back. I didn't know I wasn't live. So what we gonna talk about today, Miss Harriet?
What are we talking about today? Foreclosures.
Yep, foreclosures, guys. If you're out there, you're facing foreclosure, you're having problems paying your mortgage, we're going to discuss some different ways that we can actually help you and what not to do. So a lot of people out there ripping people off, so I'm going to tell you what not to do.
Absolutely. Talk about foreclosures, and I know a lot of folks' apprehension when they are considering purchasing a house is maintaining it financially. And having expectations of that. So we want to talk about what you can do to keep your home.
Yeah, can you speak more on that American dream? When you get that house, can you speak more on what it takes? Okay, I got you. What it takes to maintain that American dream. You know, it's a dream for some people, but it actually can be a nightmare for others. You know, you get into that home thinking that you can get to that home and it's going to be pretty much maintenance free. That's a fairy tale.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know what? And you said the magic thing. We always expect it to be the American dream, but for myself, that's exactly what I felt. Maybe say about 1999, 2000-ish, because in 1990. I think 7, 8, we purchased our first home, and it's all exciting. You're like, wow, I never imagined that I could do this. And then you have achieved the American dream, and then the American dream turns into an American nightmare. And the thing about that American nightmare is one of the things that propelled me to pursue a career in real estate is that you want to know who to go to find answers. You know, who's really out there, who's really out here to help us. So I definitely experienced that American dream and the American nightmare. But with any nightmare, you can wake up from it and you can move on. And I'll share my own personal story. I guess we're going to have to rewind back. Like I said, when I first purchased the house, it was, such an exciting moment. It was so exciting that even when I had we went to closing, I was still like, did I buy a house for real? This is not real. I'm going to wake up and this is just really, really not real, because I can't tell you. I mean, I can tell you now because I'm in real estate, but if someone had have asked me then, how did you achieve this dream, I couldn't have told them how I achieved the dream because I didn't know. I really didn't understand the process. I know that I had a realtor. Well, I thought I had a realtor. Once I took the class, and looking back, I never had the realtor because that realtor was representing that seller of that home, and that realtor in Maryland, he can't represent the seller and the buyer, so I really didn't have any representation.
Whoa. So you actually purchased a home and you used the same realtor, but that realtor wasn't representing you; it was representing the seller.
Yep.
Guys, that's something you want to keep in mind. I hate to interrupt you, but if you actually out there and you're in the process of purchasing a home, and you go on into these homes, remember that the realtor that actually has these homes listed represent the seller. He cannot represent, or he or she cannot represent both the seller and the buyer. So you're not going to get the best interest of that realtor, and you're not going to get the best deal on that house. You may or you may not, but chances are you're not, because that realtor is representing the seller and it's not
Right.
representing you. So,
Now, the thing, that was in the late 90s. So, in the late 90s, they didn't have buyer representation.
okay.
So, that was a
What
factor,
now?
too.
What is buyer representation for
Buyer
those who don't know?
representation is when a realtor represents that buyer versus representing the seller. Seller's representation is the realtor who represents the seller.
Okay, and see, even in today's market, when you're going into the new home communities, keep that in mind too. Those builders and those people, actually those sales reps, they representing the builder. So even if
Yes.
you're purchasing a new home, you need representation. It's not going to cost you a dime. You need to find you a realtor that's going to represent you when you're going into the purchase of these homes. Okay, you can go to-
Absolutely. You need to find you a realtor when you go into those new construction homes who represents you. That person on staff there, they represent that builder. And it's no cost to you. The seller always pays the commission. So it's nothing out of pocket for you for that realtor. Maybe an admin fee, maybe depending on your situation or what type of loan that you have. And that's only about between $300 and to $500, I believe.
Okay, that's not bad. $500.
So, again, like I said, I didn't even understand the process as far as home inspection, as far as appraisals, lenders. That realtor who was not my realtor set all those things up, other than having to write a million letters about this, that, and provide financials that seem like everything from A to Z, and mine is giving up your children. Next thing I know, I was sitting at a table going to closing, getting keys, and I was like, is this for real? And I didn't even come out of my pocket with anything other than my earnest money deposit, and I think money for a credit report at that time. So all of my closing costs were paid. So again, like I said, it was just like a dream come true, but I'm still was like, is this for real? Do I own this house? Is this my house? And the great thing about it, you do own a house, but the bad thing about it, I was not educated on how to maintain and keep this house. And I was excited. I had an interest rate. They was like, you have an interest rate, and at the time it was 7%, and it was an ARM. And I was like, what is an ARM? They was like, well, it's an adjustable rate mortgage. So if the interest rates go down, your mortgage is going to go down. But what they failed to tell me, if the interest rates go up, then your mortgage go up. So I went from $1,000 mortgage to it ended up being like I think 12, 18, 36. I'll never forget that number.
12, 18, 36.
Yep, 12, 18, 36. And the purchase of the house was what, $133,000. So, and at the time, I think between myself and my ex-husband, we were probably making about 60,000 together. Really, and having 4 children was, a feat in with itself. So when I say, people don't educate you financially on how to keep the house and what's the best loans, because I know now if I did the same thing, in which I try to always do with my clients in real estate, I try to educate them on the real estate process. And real estate is much different now. We have things in place and classes to protect folks from being in those type of situations, even though we know there's still people out there in there. But what I would say about foreclosure, okay, moving forward to a year, experience some situations with your marriage failing, and then my mom getting sick and passing away, and my sister moving in, really put you in a financial hardship. So I went through an issue where I was actually about to lose my house and going through foreclosure, and it was so stressful and depressing. I wouldn't open the mail, I wouldn't answer the phone, and then I started saying, you know what, you getting piles of mail every day. I was like, let me look at the mail. I'm getting letters from everybody through in the universe, like, I can help you save your house, I can help you save your house, I can help you save your house. And one day I was like, you know what, let me call these people and see how can they help me. And a guy came by the house. I talked to him. He was like, give me $500. I'm going to get everything started. And when I tell you I haven't seen that man to this day.
Did you give him $500?
Yeah, on my $500.
Wow.
So what I did is I started researching and educating myself on what I can do to save my home, because we get attached to homes and property and things that are materialistic versus other things that really mean something in life. So I was getting depressed and all those things. So I did some research, got with some really good people who were able to point me in the right direction, and happy to say I was able to climb out of that issue. And I speak on that today because I spoke to a lady this week, and we were just having a great conversation. She listens to the show, and I told her I was just talking about real estate and the reasons why she wants to get into it. And I told her that's the exact reason why I got into it, because I wanted to educate and help people stay in their homes, not just to get a check, or this is just something that you do. Because most people want to own a home, but we're so fast to sell them a home. Is everybody fast to educate them on how to maintain and keep that home? So that's what we do. We try to educate people and provide information on maintaining and keeping that home.
Yeah, I started off as a realtor, and like back in that time when you bought the house, I believe that's when the market had started to change. What you had seen is like the banks and that arm or that adjustable rate mortgage that they was putting you in, they didn't tell you that your mortgage could increase. So
right.
You were seeing people going from like $1,000 mortgage payments to like $2,000 and $3,000. And they couldn't afford it. It's a shock. Now, where you going to ask yourself, where am I going to get this money? What am I going to do? And that's when the nightmare started. So that's when the short sales actually began, and they was very rampant. And Prince George's County, Maryland, continues to this day to be the #1 foreclosure location in the country.
And that's ridiculous, because Prince George's County is one of the richest counties in Maryland.
Actually, it's one of the richest counties in the United States. It's one of the most prominent counties in the United States, but it's leading the United States in foreclosures. And guys, you don't have to do that. And one thing Harriet said, if you face foreclosure and you're avoiding your mail, you're avoiding your phone calls, talk to those people. There's nothing they can do to you over the phone. If you don't like what they're saying, you can always hang up. But don't avoid them, because a lot of times they want to work with you. And do not give anybody no money up front.
No money up
front. If they talk about, we're going to do this, we're going to buy your house, we're going to rent it, it's all illegal. It's all illegal. I mean, anytime they can help you, but they can't get paid until they actually perform the duty that they say they're going to do. Once they save you out of that foreclosure, then they entitled to that compensation. But the whole time, the whole front up front, they're not entitled to anything. And then, you know, these investors, they're going to start mailing to you because it's public record. And speaking of that, when you're trying to hide, I see it all the time. I look every day. I know who's facing foreclosure in the county. Like, you can't hide. Everybody knows that you're facing foreclosure. How you think you're getting them items in the mail?
Absolutely. And what I say is, you know, don't be embarrassed. Don't be sad, because you're always entitled to a do-over. You always can start over, or you always can climb out of any situation. A lot of times we feel so ashamed and we get depressed. And then once you're depressed, you really don't move forward in doing anything. And next thing you know, your house is gone and you're homeless. And, you know, I never want to see folks do that. So, like I said, research or reach out to me if you're in that situation. I definitely can help you get on the right track, or lead you to someone who can without any money up front, out of hand. Because if you can't pay your mortgage, why are you even asking for somebody to give you money that they don't even have?
Yeah, that's one thing I seen too. Somebody was actually borrowing from their from their 401k to actually pay the mortgage. I'm like, now what are you gonna do when that 401k is drained? You know, all you're doing is like robbing Peter to pay Paul. At the end of the day, you just depleted your retirement, and you're gonna end up losing the house. And the same thing with bankruptcy. You go to these bankruptcy attorneys, you know, the first thing they're going to tell you is to file bankruptcy. That's not going to stop your foreclosure, guys. It's just going to slow it down. Remember, their title is bankruptcy
Did
attorney.
that.
You know, they're going to encourage you to file bankruptcy. I remember when I was a realtor, the guys used to come to my attorney said, and they would listen to that guy because he's an attorney. My attorney said, of course your attorney going to say that. That's how they get paid, by you filing bankruptcy. But it's not going to stop that foreclosure. All it's going to do is delay the process.
Yeah.
Once you finish with that bankruptcy, guess what? You're right back where you started. And the only person that won in that situation is that attorney.
Absolutely. You're right about that.
Yep. So like she said, don't be afraid to reach out for help. I mean, so many times the banks will help you. They will try to modify your loan, or they'll reach out to somebody, or they'll put you in a direction to help you. All you got to do is answer the phone, or you know, just, you know, open your mail. Remember, bad things happen to good people, you know, all the time.
Yeah, that's a part of life that, you know, in most situations, everything will be great, then something will go bad, but it's not the end of everything.
It's not the end of the world. Imagine how many bad situations you faced in the past, and guess what? You still here. And you probably forgot all about them until I just said something about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what's the process there? You know, like if I'm facing foreclosure, I'm getting this mail, my phone ringing off the hook, and matter of fact, I got this clearance at my job, and if I go to foreclosure, not only I'm gonna lose my clearance, I'm gonna lose my job, and I'm gonna lose my house. So what's the process? What do I do?
First and foremost, what I say about if you're facing any type of hardships and you have to maintain a clearance, you definitely want to go to Human Resources and let them know what's going on. You definitely do, because once you let them know, there are avenues to take to save your job, but you have to let them know.
Can I contact the Russians and send my son to get some secrets to sell?
Oh, I don't know nothing about that.
Okay, all right. So I can't do that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, but you definitely want to, you know, contact Human Resources and let them know that's confidential information, so you don't have to worry about everybody in your company knowing. But that is an avenue that you want to take to save your job, because part of those clearances are maintaining credit. And I do know that because I had a clearance to maintain while all of that was going on, foreclosure, bankruptcy, and all those things. So I had to do that. And then on the other side, if you're facing foreclosure, give me a call and I can point you in the right direction on the steps that you need to take if you're comfortable with doing that.
How can they reach you if they need to reach out to you?
They can call me at 240-229-1398.
Say that again. Slow down a little.
240-229-1398.
Okay. 240-229-1398.
Correct.
And once she had mentioned like credit repair in your job, guys, it's the same thing with credit repair. It's so many companies out here say they can fix your credit, they can clean your credit. I mean, it's nothing that they doing that you can't do yourself for free.
You can do it yourself.
For free. And if you can reach out to us, I got a free credit repair manual to tell you exactly what to do and fix your own credit. A lot of times these guys, they're not fixing your credit. All they doing is masking it so nobody can see it. It's still there. You still gonna have those issues. You know, you still gonna owe that money. the same thing that they doing, you can do. All they trying to do is get your score up enough so it look like that you actually a good terms with the credit people in order to sell you something or to get you qualified for something. But at the same time, it's not doing you no justice.
Right,
whatsoever.
and again, if you have money to pay to a credit repair organization, you can
Exactly.
take that same money and send it and make payments towards getting that debt off of your credit.
Yep, you can use that money and you can pay off whatever your lowest bill is. You start paying that lowest bill first. You concentrate on all your money on paying that lowest bill first. Once that's out of the way, you concentrate on the next lowest bill, and you just keep knocking them down. The good thing in this day and age we live in, I mean, there's so many ways to make extra money. You can just go to the thrift store, pick up items and sell them on eBay. You can do Uber. It's so many different ways to make every little $20-$30 may not seem like a lot, but it adds up. And at the end of the day, you can actually knock that credit down.
Or two, you can take one of our classes and learn how to make money and open your own business.
Yep, you want to learn how to. Actually, we got some classes coming up. We got the property preservation.
Yep.
August
August 12th.
August 12th. You
Yes.
got property preservation. You got what is the
How to
The-
make
the
6
daycare.
figures in 6 months operating your own daycare, whether it's a family-owned daycare, you can operate out of your home. And you know what? You can operate a daycare. You don't have to own your own home. You can be renting, or you can open up a center. So those are 2 ways.
And actually, I got a class that's going on now, and it's not too late to get in. It's a wholesale anywhere. It teach you how to wholesale anywhere. With a phone and a computer, you can actually wholesale properties all over the United States. It won't cost you a dime to do it. I'll teach you that. And we just speaking on them to the engineer, one of the millennials. He's like, he'd rather have rental properties and travel the
Right.
world than actually own. I was talking about how the millennials, these guys not buying properties anymore to stay in 30, 40 years. They might stay in maybe at the most, 5, 10 years? Not even 10 years.
That was like
These guys, they
19.
turning around quick, but they rather rent their properties out than own and just travel the world, go to, where you going?
He said Thailand.
Thailand. He going to be a supply. So, I'm sorry. Go ahead. What's
Yep,
up,
but,
everybody on Facebook? Rob, Gordon, Yvette.
That's what they do.
Miss Mickens, Alabama, Mama King. What's up, Miss King? Glad we can help you. Miss Hatcher, Mon, Can't Say Cowboys. How y'all bees? Yeah. So I'm back. So if right now I'm facing the way it works, guys, like when you behind on your mortgage, that first 30 days, they just gonna reach out to you and say, hey, you're missing something here. We didn't get our payment. Once you 60 days behind, then they're going to reach out to you again. Hey, now you 60 days. We didn't get our payment. And the thing is, you can't send them 1 month's mortgage. Some banks may take it some month. They're going to want the whole 60 days. So you can't send them the 30 days. They don't want what they call a partial payment. They're going to want their money. So once you're 90 days behind, now they're going to go down to the courthouse and they're going to file that paperwork. And that's when it becomes public record. The same day they file it, I can see it. I can just go right on the computer. I can see, hey, these people was filed on. Now you got about another 90 days before it end up going to the courthouse steps, and your house end up going to auction. So you have time. You have time to get that help. So that's like that 90 up front and the 90 behind. That's 180 days. What's that? 6 months.
Yeah.
So you pretty much got 6 months. Once you fall behind on that first payment. But what I see, the first 30 days, most people in denial. And like to say these mortgages now these days, and you talking
And
about
then the thing,
$2,500.
too, once you get over 2 months, you have to pay that full balance.
That's why I was telling
And that's
them
late
they
fees
don't
and
want the
everything.
partial payment. I didn't mention the late fees. They're going to throw in all types of late fees and attorney fees because they're going to turn it over to attorneys. So now your mortgage just went up even more. So they're not going to want that partial payment. You can't send them that 30-day payment.
No.
Say, okay, now I'm just 1 month. They're not going to take it.
No,
They're going
they
to want
send
that
it
whole
right back.
they're going to want that whole 2 months. And then, the first 30 days after you get that letter in the mail, say, hey, we filed at the courthouse. Most people in denial, we're going to come up with the money. You're not. The chances are if you're going to come up with the money, you're not. Then after
Once
that,
you hit the lottery,
yeah, you can hit the lottery. What number you going to play? What was your number? 12, 18, go play 12, 18. So, after that first 30 days, we talk to them, they in denial. Then the 60 days in, they in panic mode. Then 90 days, now they calling me. Now you calling me 2 days or you calling me the day of your foreclosure. We can't help you. We can try, But the chances are it's not going to happen because, first of all, the bank is already mad at you because you didn't answer your phone, you didn't answer their mail, so they think you're trying to avoid them. So they're going to be reluctant to work with you. So don't get to that point where, you got your family sitting in that house and you're waiting for these people to show up and actually put your stuff out on the street. You don't have to do that because we can help you. And the good thing about it, with some of our programs, we got like lease options program. You can go from your house into another house regardless of your credit score. It's non-traditional, and most realtors tell you it ain't gonna happen because they don't understand how this works. But everything in real estate is negotiable. You find a seller that's willing to let you come in, you put partial down and pay them over a period of time to buy their house, they pretty much become the banks, own the financing. So those deals out there all day, and we can help you find those deals where you can actually go from one house to another that's a little more affordable to you because your situation may change. You might not be making as much, or you might have been on that job 30 years that just over broke, and they decide, you know what, we can't afford to keep you at this pay rate. In order for you to stay here, we have to cut your pay, and your bills unfortunately not going to be cut. You can't call your bills, your people that you owe money to, and say, hey, my pay got cut 20%. Can you cut all my bills 20%? It's just not going to happen. So we understand situations happen. Things don't always remain the same. But remember, it's help out here. You just got to reach out to the right people, and do not pay money up front. I know people pay thousands of dollars up front. Thousands of dollars up front. If you decide you want to leave that house, you have somewhere to go, you want to walk away from that house, they're going to come change the locks and they're going to lock you out. And a lot of times what I see is the banks won't foreclose on their house. The house will sit there empty. So it really don't belong to them yet. So you're still responsible for the grass. You're still responsible for the maintenance of that house. And that's when the city's going to come out and slap you with all types of fines. They'll cut your grass. You ever seen a grass bill like $1,500 just for cutting your grass? Who's going to pay for it? HOA fees. So,
Yeah, because you're not paying those HOA fees, and that's another thing. You get the HOA fees, that's a whole separate lien.
Yep.
The front foot fees that you owe, that's a whole separate lien.
You're talking massive,
not to mention,
liens.
if you're not paying credit cards or other bills, then they can put a lien on your home. So it's always good to speak to somebody who's an expert in the field and research that person.
Yep.
If you're getting mail from anywhere, people's coming to save the day, you just pick one out of the hat. You don't know those people or who they're from.
Yeah, I'm telling you guys, do not pay nobody no money up front. Don't give them a dime. I don't care if it's $20. Do not give them a dime up front. It's illegal in the state of
and
Maryland.
Definitely
it's
don't
illegal.
put no cash in anybody's account. It's
Oh.
illegal.
We we don't even.
No, can't.
I actually put thousands of dollars into this person's account, which I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. I'm like, why would somebody want money in their personal account? If they ask you to put money in their personal account in order for them to do something for you, it don't sound
do
right.
it.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And they having you signing paperwork and you don't know what you signing, don't sign it. We actually got attorneys that can help you out. I work with a great attorney, Brian Pendergraft, the Pendergraft firm. I can put you in touch with this guy. So, contact me. Let me know you need help. Even if you don't want me to help you, contact me, help you, and tell me that you want somebody to help you. You don't like me, I'll find somebody to help you. But I'm telling you, the help is out here.
Right.
But with Brian, because of that relationship we have, I can take the paperwork to him and I can pretty much get, almost free. It's going to cost me. It might not cost you, but it's going to cost me. But I can actually get you to work with that guy, or I can work it out where he helps you and it actually come out of our pocket. We help you pay for it. So we can actually get you, but do not sign any paperwork. If you already signed some paperwork and you wanted us to look it over and actually see what you signed, give us a call because they say, hey, sign this, we'll take care of you. And no. And also, too, keep in mind, in the state of Maryland, in D.C., they cannot bring your mortgage current for you and actually purchase that house for you. It's actually illegal. So it's so many things that they can't do. If it's an investor or anybody approach you, they have to have a third party between you and them. They can't do it. And the reason for that, because people took advantage of that in the days. They took advantage of these homeowners in situations. So keep that in mind. Never, ever, ever put money up front. Do not deposit money in somebody's personal account. Don't put it in their business account. Don't give them a check. Don't give them a money order. Don't give them cash. Don't get them anything until they actually do what they say they're going to do for you. Once it's completed, once they help you out of that foreclosure situation legally, then they can actually be paid for their services.
Absolutely. Good info.
So,
Good info.
now the process, what is the process? What's involved? What do I need? How long is going to take? And is it guaranteed that they're going to say, you know what? Let me help these people.
I would say this: nothing is guaranteed. People can't give you a guarantee on anything. The process, it depends on the situation. It could be lengthy. May not be lengthy. It depends on your situation, your bank, and every bank has a different process. But what I would say to start, if you're in this situation, to give me a call, 240-229-1398. We can talk about it, sit down and have a face-to-face meet about it, and move on from there.
Okay. So now, what is a short sale and how does it work?
Short sale. Short sale is when you owe the bank, and I'll give a guesstimate. You owe the bank $900,000 for your house,
Nice house.
and better be a nice house for $900,000. Well, we know some people who don't have so nice houses and have ridiculous
yeah.
prices from that
But speaking of
predatory
that,
lending.
If I'm getting a $900,000 house, I'm buying me a state. I'm buying me like 3,000 acres for $900,000 for like 16,000 square house.
Right.
Yeah.
So you owe $900,000. You having a hardship. You can't bring your mortgage current. You reach out to your bank and say, "Hey, I want to sell my house. I want to do a short sale." So your bank agrees you can do a short sale, which means they will take a lesser amount for the sale of your house versus the $900,000, maybe $500,000, and then you can negotiate, or your short sale negotiator or whomever you have in place may be able to negotiate not owing the additional $400,000, and then you can have a do-over and start over. But you can't mess up the house and all of those things. They want to make sure that you don't blow up the house, set it on fire, or any of those things, or a deal is off.
So okay, I owe $900,000 on the house, and I actually want them to take. You say 400,
500.
500. So the 400 deficiency. Now, do I have to pay taxes? Is that income? What happens to that $400,000? Do it just disappear?
It depends on the mortgage company and how it's negotiated. So it may disappear. It may
So
not.
just in thin air?
No, not in thin air. But if you want to sit down and talk about it, we can talk about it in detail.
Okay, yeah, guys, that's something you got to keep in mind too. So pretty much a short sales, you ask the bank to take less than what is owed on the property. Now, when you ask the bank to take less than what is owed on the property, they don't want to see you walk away with cash. If they taking the loss, they don't want you to get anything, right? Can you explain how that works? It's like, okay, I'm gonna sell this house for $500,000, but I still don't want to make $20,000 off of it.
No, that's not going to happen.
That's not gonna happen.
If you want to make $20,000, you need to sell it for $920,000. Pay that bank that $900 and make that $20,000. Now, I will say in some instances, and it's based up to the bank, they will pay for a relocation fee. And that's up to the bank. That's not a guarantee. And that can be maybe sometimes anywhere from $3,000 to $20,000. It depends on the bank. It depends on the house. It depends on the situation. It depends on the negotiation.
Now, what happens to that house? Now, first, if I paid $900,000 for it, and the bank agrees to sell it for $500,000, what happens to the value of that house?
It depends on what's the value of the homes in that neighborhood and who's purchasing it. I mean, because you do a short sale, the thing is, if it's sold for $500,000, then the bank sends out their own people to do BPOs and appraisals, so it has to appraise at that amount.
What can you explain the BPO?
BPO is a broker's price opinion.
That's when they send an agent out to do analysis of the property and try to figure out what it's worth. Okay,
Yeah.
BPO's for broker. They send a agent out from a brokerage to determine what they think the price of the property is. Is that like appraisal? Is that the same as appraisal?
It's not the same. The appraisal is more in depth than a broker's price opinion. It's just a licensed realtor going out and doing comps of what has sold in the area and giving their opinion on the price.
Okay, if I'm a homeowner, right, and I know I'm living in this $900,000 neighborhood, and I got these houses around me that's going to short sale for $500,000, you know, what can I expect to happen to the value of my house? If I put my
Thanks,
house on the
Tony.
market at 900,000, I got like 3 houses around me that's going to short sale. What's going to happen to? Can I sell my house for 900,000?
Say that again.
We living in this $900,000 neighborhood, right? We got all these nice houses that's overpriced to me anyway. But we living in this $900,000 neighborhood. We got all these $1 million neighbors. But you know, 3 or 4 of my neighbors are actually going through short sales where they actually selling their property less than the 900,000. So they might be selling it for like 6, 4, or 500,000. What's going to happen to the value of my house if I put my house on the market? Why they got those short sales out there for when I put it on for a market price? What I think 900,000. What are my chances of selling it? How does that affect my house?
It depends. It depends on the comps and the appraisal, because when the appraisal is done, since you want to sell your house at market price, then the appraiser is supposed to pull comps based on the market value. He can't compare yours to the short sales.
Okay.
Unless you have a whole neighborhood for the short sales, then I think it's a special situation.
We got a whole neighborhood full of short sales. Then I'm in the wrong neighborhood. So what I can do if I got that $900,000 house and it's got 3 houses in my neighborhood, you know, we all got the same square footage and everything. They selling them houses for $400,000. Why don't I just let mine go in default and I go get that $400,000 house?
That's illegal.
That's strategic default. You don't want to do that.
That is illegal.
Is that illegal?
Yes. Try it and see.
Nope. So what paperwork's involved? So if I'm doing a short sale, what's the time frame? If I like, what's this, July? If I like, okay, look, the bank called me and I've been avoiding them. They say I'm going up to foreclosure next month or 2 months. How can you help me, and when should I have an answer? If I call them today, can they say tomorrow, like, okay, cool, we're going to help?
No, it doesn't work like that. Like I said, the short sale process, it can be anywhere from 4 months to over a year. It depends on that bank. It depends on who's negotiating your short sale. It depends on the seller, how quickly they get you back information that you're asked for. So it's a whole slew of things that are involved. So again, maybe 4 months to over a year,
4
depending
months.
on the bank and obtaining a buyer.
So 4 months over a year. So if somebody come out and say, hey, we're doing a short sale and it's going to take 4 months over a year, and I don't have the money to pay the mortgage anyway for 4 months a year, what should I do? Am I paying that mortgage for a year? If I'm paying it for the whole 4 months to the year, what's going on that whole time?
It depends on your situation. I mean, if you can afford to continue to pay it, continue to pay it.
But I'm already behind. They won't take a partial payment. So what's going on with it?
Then you have to work with that professional.
So it all depends on the bank, what you tell me.
Yeah,
So
all depends on your situation and the bank and
the-
their negotiate.
And the reason why I brought that up, guys, because a lot of people, they'll come to you and say they're helping you out. Don't pay your mortgage. Man, don't listen to them. Do not listen to them. You know, because a lot of times you'd be like that, you know, the whole time you're going through a modification or a refinance or the short sale process, and somebody tell you don't pay your mortgage. If the bank's not telling you, don't do it. You want to
Absolutely.
get that information from bank. Now, professional realtor, because they licensed and got it in the state that they actually live in, they're not going to tell you no nonsense. So you may want to check with a realtor or work with a realtor only when you're going through these short sale process. So you get those outside companies and they tell you don't pay your mortgage or pay your mortgage to me.
Right.
You know, you pay your mortgage to them every month thinking that they actually paying it to the bank. Then
No.
they turn around and say, okay, that short
Don't pay
sale
your
was
mortgage
denied.
to anybody but that bank.
But the bank, because what
And
they're
they're
doing,
not going to take it, so.
yeah, what they doing is they collecting that monthly fee knowing that they're not working on your behalf and that your property's going to end up going anyway because they got all your paperwork. You gave them authorization to work with the bank, so they telling you they working with the bank, but you're not seeing no results, and they'll come back, oh, they denied you, you got to move out. And the whole time, that mortgage wasn't being paid to the bank. It's fraud. So remember, do not pay nobody no money in no shape, form whatsoever. Right.
Absolutely.
And you did say something about the paperwork. What hey Cornelia, Miss Gibson's on there. I seen it. We actually started doing short sales years ago when a lot of realtors. I was a realtor. They stayed away from. We used to go out on Sundays, during the football game. And I love football and talk to people. Not gonna do. We helped a lot of people. We even helped people that wasn't behind in their mortgage. So I've been doing this for years. But one of the biggest holdups, guys, and listen to me. We need the paperwork. We need whatever paperwork we say we need. We just can't send it in piece by piece. You
That
need
is the
that
biggest
package.
hold up because they do not review that package until everything is there. And a lot of times I get people who are doing it on their own. They was like doing modifications on their own. They was like, well, I gave up on it because they kept throwing it back because they didn't understand that it's that one line item that's missing on that paperwork. So that's why they keep kicking it back. Everything has to be in order, and all the paperwork has to be there. And it's a lengthy package. Not as lengthy as it was maybe about 5 years ago, but take that time, go through the check off everything, and get them what they need, and that speeds up the process.
Now, you did say you done yours yourself, right? So it's
Yes.
something they can do themselves?
Yes, absolutely, something they can do themselves.
Now, if I know it's a ton of paperwork and I wanted to do it myself, I'm like, hey, I love to do this myself, but I need some help. Are you willing to consult and help them on it?
Oh, absolutely. I'm definitely willing to consult and help them on it.
Okay, or you willing to do it for them? Because remember, it's no charge whatsoever. There's no fee to the homeowner, right?
To do their paperwork?
Right. To actually do the short sale. The bank don't charge you. It's no commission once the house sells.
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Cool. Cool, guys. You heard it. I mean, it's not going to cost you a dime. Actually, for the realtors, the bank pays their commission. And remember, it's not paid until they actually help you out of your situation. So it's nothing stopping you from picking up that phone and dialing. What's your number?
240-229-1398.
Hold over. It's nothing stopping you from picking up that phone and dialing
240-229-1398. I'm so off
1398,
today.
and we can actually get that process started for you. Remember, the bank, if any commission is due to the realtor, the bank will pay it. Other than that, it's not going to cost you a dime. You get help. I mean, they know all the regulations. They know all the rules. They know who to reach out to. That's what they do. They trained in this, and they looking out for your best interest. So I would definitely recommend using a realtor instead of like a outside company. There are outside companies that actually do short sales for homeowners. So we actually do them. I actually do them too. We actually do them, and like I say, it's no charge. My fee is zero. I don't charge you a dime to do your short sale because at the same time, like
What's
I said,
your fee?
zero. My fee is 0, 0, 0. And like I said, I've been doing this forever. It seemed like. So my fee is zero. Remember, the bank pays me too. So I'm gonna tell you, I get paid by the bank. There's no need for you to come out your pocket for me, and I don't get paid unless I actually get approved what you need through the bank. That's the only way I get paid. So I'm gonna be working for your best interest to make sure things get it done.
Absolutely.
So that's the only way I get paid. I get paid for a service, and that's the way you should set up. Once they perform the service, then you pay them. Unlike when you go and pay up front for something else, you actually pay for a service once it's approved. So my fees are zero. We actually do that for you guys, and we get those properties out here and get them sold. And I can also help you find something else regardless of your credit score. We can help you get into something else if you wanted to go into another home.
Cool. So again, give us a call if this is your experience. 240-229-1398 to contact me. What's your number, Carrie, so they can contact you in case someone wants to contact you to help them out.
240-389-4319.
Cool.
Kerry. Kerry Woods.
Cool. And also, give us a call if you're interested in taking any of the classes. The wholesale from anywhere, 6 months, 6 million. I'm sorry, I said 6 million. Let me speak that into existence. 6 figures in 6 months. Learning how to open and operate your daycare successfully. That will give you a breakdown on everything from A to Z, the things that Office of Child Care and Department of Education don't tell you. Also, the property preservation class. So give us a call or
Now, speak more on the property preservation class. What's all involved when they come out and they learn that and they want to learn how to actually make money through these companies?
absolutely. Property preservation class will teach you how to open up your own property preservation company, how to outsource to contractors, teach you about how the work is supposed to be generated, how to list of companies you can work with. So many things that we would be all here talking about it. But it's a lot of times people don't have jobs, so they want to work. They want to start fresh with a new job. Property preservation may be something that you're interested in. It would entail things like lawn care, locks changing, trash outs, maintenance, winterization,
Roof repair.
roof repair,
they
boarding
doing,
up windows. And you may say, well, I don't know anything about that. And that's where the outsourcing part comes in, because you can always outsource some of these things to professionals and still make a profit, a very decent profit.
So you can get the contract and get somebody else to do all the work.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's sweet. And we also got people, we can hire people to do the work for you, right?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
man, this one-stop shop. Why wouldn't you do it? I'm like, you can go get a contract and get somebody else to do the work. All you're doing is cashing checks.
Absolutely.
So you
And
mean to
it's
tell me I
easy.
can be at my regular job, my regular just over broke, and I can have somebody else go out there, do all the work, and by the end of the day, they done all the work, and I'm just getting a check.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's unbelievable. I don't
Same
believe
like people's employers
Only in
do
America.
every day.
employers do that every day.
Employers do. They hire people to work for them, and
What number you need, Lori? Type it in what you need, Lori Booth. What's up, Lori? How you bees?
So-
Now, also, guys, if you want us to come out and speak at some of your events or talk on some of the topics that we actually available to speak at events. So if you are like a nonprofit organization, or you out there actually helping people in foreclosure, and you want us to come speak on it more, we actually do that. Or if you want to speak anything, real estate related, you can definitely get in touch with us. We'll come out and we'll speak to that group for you. So that's what we do.
absolutely.
Because you have something coming up for us, like your speaking engagements.
I do. We have a list of things coming up, and what I'll do is I'll put it on my website so folks can
What's your website?
get a glimpse of it. They can get it at www.harrietghawkins1
It's 2 T's or 1 T?
and you got it. harrietghawkins@gmail.com, or they can go to www.goldenonerealty.com.
www.golden1.
I go to one.
I go to
My mistake.
I go to one. I learn how to spell. Is that the number 1 or 1 spelled out?
One spelled out. I go to onerealty.com. And we'll also update it on our Facebook. We have a Facebook group, Real Estate Happy Hour, that we do every Thursday. So we'll update it there, and I'll update it on our Facebook group as well.
Cool. Now, the property preservation class, when does that start again?
That's going to be August the 12th.
August the 12th, that is Saturday.
Yes, that's a Saturday, I think from 10 to 4:30, I believe.
Cool. So, guys, if you know anybody want to start a business, or somebody just want to work for a business, invite your friends. Invite all and tell them, come on out. We can help you start from A to Z. I'm like, man, it doesn't get any better than that. Now, with the daycare, what if you got a daycare and it's already in business? Can you show me how to grow that daycare? Because we were speaking on this the other day. It was like, it's a very
absolutely.
profitable business, because
Oh,
most
very
people are probably doing it wrong, and a lot of money they missing out on grants that they don't even know is available, right?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. There are so many things in place to help you be successful in daycare that the Office of Child Care and Department of Education don't tell you. I had a call just this Friday from someone who's a principal at an elementary school in PG County, and I thought she was calling to buy a house, to be honest. But she was actually calling because she was interested in the workshop and learning how to operate a child care center the correct way. And when I tell you, what I always say, if you're marketable and you have talents, leverage your own talents. You get paid for your own talents, because if someone's paying you 6 figures to work for them, imagine how much you can make working for yourself.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, if you're managing a child care facility right now, man, you pretty much running somebody else's business.
Or if
might
you're
as well do it.
working at a child care facility, because when you work at child care facilities, they don't pay a lot of money. You may make between what, $10, $14 an hour. Just imagine those same classes that they have you taking. You can take those classes and open up your own child care facility. And like I said, you don't have to own a home. You could be renting a home. You know, and imagine the money you can generate for that. That's your own income versus making someone else rich. Sorry, I'm not trying to steal business from daycare centers. They're always going to be leaders, and they're always going to be busy worker bees. But you definitely can. Why?
Well, the numbers on the daycare center is ridiculous. I was talking yesterday to the guy, and I'm like, you know, he underpriced. He cut his price. His daycare is very expensive. So all he charged a week is $150. That seems like is like a lot, but it's not a lot. So he got $150 a week, and he has 30 kids, and he has the best facility in the area. And like, guys, don't worry about, you know, I don't have the money to purchase this building or to lease this building. The kids will pay for it.
Absolutely, the kids will pay for it.
Build it out, it'd be the best, and the kids will pay for it. If you the best out there, you got the best facility, you got the best care, I mean, they're going to come.
And the thing is, you want to have a curriculum. You want to have a plan. You want to have something that sets you apart from the rest.
Be first or be different.
Yeah, be first is be different. That's what you say.
So you can help them. You can help them with all that, right?
Oh, I can help you with all of it. I had it, almost 10 years, a very lucrative childcare business. So now what I do is, because I have repeat clients who have called this summer about bringing their children back, and all I do is coach people on how to open their own daycare and run it successfully, things that Office of Child Care and Department of Education will not tell you. They'll tell you the rules and they'll tell you the guidelines, but they won't tell you how to be successful.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, cool. And say, as far as the those who want to get involved in real estate, you know, I always tell people it's different ways to get involved in real estate. You got wholesaling, where it's pretty much risk-free, where you just put a property on the contract for a low amount and you sell the property. You sell that contract for a lower amount. For example, you might put a property on the contract for $60,000, then you assign that contract for $65,000, then the buyer actually come with the whole $65,000. You just made a quick $5,000, so that's wholesaling. Rehabbing is actually, they buy from wholesalers, so they might have bought that property for $65,000. They might put $20,000 or $30,000 and sell that property at market value, but they take it on more risk because they actually purchasing the property. They got to do all the work. They got to get the insurance on it, so it's more risk. Then you go from wholesaling to rehabbing to buy and hold. Now you got the buy and hold properties that's creating generational wealth. You know, so guys, you know, a lot of people want to come in at the rehab process. You can come at the rehab process, but if you come to the rehab process and you're not in the construction field, I recommend you team up with somebody that actually know what they're doing so you won't get stuck in that market, and that's where a lot of investors end up failing. But I always recommend you start off wholesaling and you learn how to find those properties, so when you are rehabbing, you never have to reach out to a wholesaler and pay them. You can actually go get those properties and keep that extra $5,000. So if you want to learn about real estate wholesaling, I actually got that class going on. It's not too late to get in. I'll put a link to it online. You actually go to Facebook, and it was at MarylandHousePros.com on Facebook, and I actually put a link on there where you can actually join up. And the class is taught here, but if you're out of state, I'm gonna do a whole separate for people that's in different states where you can actually do like webinars, and I'll do weekly webinars where you come in and get the training.
Cool beans, cool. So that was very informative.
Now, you know, closer, because we started with the foreclosure. So we want to end with the foreclosure. How do we get in touch with you about the foreclosure? We really need help.
Give me a call at 240-229-1398.
And you can reach me at 240-389-4319.
Yeah, would you put your shades on?
What's it? We wrap this up.
Well, thank you guys. And next week, I don't know what's going to happen next week because we won't be here, but we'll have a great guest for you.
We won't be here. Cool. We out, guys. On that note, we out.
Yes, we will. That's
Yes,
week
we will.
after next. I'm out of it. See you guys
Yo,
next
peace
week.
and love. Get a peace.
I
Love.
may not be here next week.
We out.
Bye-bye.
And for the day when you can work the way you used to.